class. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from Indonesia. Welcome back to summer course Lex Proficia 2021. My name is Waraziana Tisha, and you can call me Tisha. I will be your host for today's sessions. First of all, let us give our praise to our God, who is blessing and mercy. We can still gather virtually in this lovely afternoon. So let us start today's sessions with pray. So the sessions will run well without any obstacle at all. Let the pray begin. Amen. Thank you. Proceed to the next agenda. Now we come into the most awaited sections, that is the class sessions. And today we have an interesting topic. We will talking about energy, and we'll talking about
AI,
cyber law and intellect. The cyber law that will be guided by our moderator, Mr. Handi Rizky Prananda SIMH. And we have a speaker in here. There is the Professor Dr. Nazura Abdul Manap LLB LLM, the cyber law and intellectual property law expert, and also the Dean of Faculty of Law, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. And without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Handi Rizky Prananda SIMH.
Thank you, Ms. Atisha, as the Master of Ceremony, for your introduction. Can you hear me, Atisha? Sorry, Atisha, can you hear me?
Yes, Pak Rani, crystal clear.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Atisha, for your introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and also the fellow participant. I hope you are in a good condition today. Welcome on the day 9 of Lex Proficia 2021. First of all, I would like to say good afternoon for our honorable speaker, Professor Dr. Nazura Abdul Manap from the Faculty of Law, the National University of Malaysia. How are you, Prof. Nazura?
Alhamdulillah, very good.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Professor.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Okay. Thank you for your willingness to join us this afternoon. Okay, let me introduce myself before we start the main agenda. My name is Rahandi Rizky Prananda. I'm lecturer from the Department of Civil Law, the Faculty of Law, Diponegoro University. Today, this afternoon, I'm acting as the moderator. And absolutely, I have an obligation to guide you until this discussion finishes. Today, this afternoon, Professor Nazura will provide us a material about the artificial intelligence and intellectual property rights. Talking about artificial intelligence, we know that many corporation or business entity use it. Yeah. And it is increasingly massive. Through use of AI, business entity can read consumer psychology, so they can improve their business performance. The use of AI in commonplace such as in trade and then labor-intensive and financial service sector. But for example, the use of AI, we know that in advertising, for example, the Next Rim brand. The Next Rim brand is an advertising project ordered by ING Bank to J. Walter Thompson, an advertising agency in 2016. This AI project can analyze 346 paintings by Rembrandt van Rijn, a Dutch painter who is also known as the greatest painter in Europe. But on the other side, even though AI make it easy in the business, the use of AI face some legal challenges, especially in legal protection on IPR data protection, and then liability and cyber security. Therefore, the stakeholder need to anticipate by formulating the presence of legal products that are able, responsive, and adaptable in regulating AI on the future. That's why we need Prof. Nazura here to give and share her expertise against this sexy legal issue. But before our honorable speaker present the topic of discussion, let me read her curriculum vitae in brief. Okay, Professor Dr. Nazura Abdul Manap is a professor in information technology at Faculty of Law, the National University of Malaysia. She is currently the Dean of the Faculty of Law and recently appointed as a Deputy Chairman of Malaysia Copyright Tribunal. She obtained her bachelor degree with honors from the National University of Malaysia in 1993, followed by her LLM degree in corporate law from the University of London in 1996. And she finished her Doctor of Philosophy in Law from the International Islamic University of Malaysia at 2008. Her area of expertise including IT law, IPR, and mediation. She has been engaged in academic field for almost 26 years. Professor Nazura also contributed to formulation of several policy at national level in Malaysia. She has an experience was recognized nationally and internationally. For example, she was appointed as a consultant to amend Copyright Act 1987 to meet requirements of the Trans-Pacific Agreement, and also frequently called by IP Intellectual Property Corporation of Malaysia to provide ideas on improvement of copyright. Prof. Nazura is recently be appointed as Malaysia expert consultant by World Intellectual Property Organization to assist in establishing the enhancement of national IPR policy in Malaysia. It's a very interesting curriculum vitae, Prof. Okay, now please, Professor Nazura, I will give the floor to you. For Professor Nazura, the time is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairperson, Mr. Rahandi, for your kind introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon. I think the same. Salam sore di Indonesia, ya. Selamat petang di Malaysia. And I was made to understand that there are quite a number of participants today. I can see the numbers there, about 30 over percent. Of course, it includes me and some of the secretariat here. And I can see Shazwan here from UKM. Yeah, hi Shazwan. Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you.
Prof.
Yeah, Shazwan. Okay, thank you for being here. Yeah, to listen to me. They always listen to me, Pulung, and I've been nagging them from time to time. Yeah, it's a very, very ordinary voice for them. Yeah, from the Dean, from the Bunda Nazura. Yeah, right. Okay, so as what been introduced by our kind Mr. Rahandi, our chairperson today, my topic is something to do with, of course, my expertise. Yeah, and there are quite a number of issues. I think Pulong also, my ex-students, I'm so delighted to be here. Yeah, to see, I barely recognize you, Pulong. You look so handsome now. Yeah, as compared to when you were in UKM, because I think of the pressure of study, I suppose. Yeah. But yes, from the time you left, I mean, you be in UKM and you left UKM, there are a lot of development, yeah, of information technology, particularly information technology law. Right, and I can say that AI, or also known as artificial intelligence, yeah, would be among uh, the pertinent issues, yeah, that would bring quite a number of challenges, as what mentioned by Mr. Rahandi just now, as well as other, I think, issues recently. For example, something to do with cryptocurrency, bitcoins, all those things, yeah, are also issues that are on the rise, yeah. Right, so without further ado, I would like to share, permit me to share my screen with you. Right, okay, I think you can see the screen now. Okay, all right, so that's good. It stated that participant can see your screen now. All right, so now, yeah, as what I just mentioned, yeah, my topic is on artificial intelligence and intellectual property rights. And just to give you some overview, yeah, I think this is very, very, very familiar with all of you, especially those are very into Avengers. Yeah, there are a lot of Marvels, Avengers. Yeah, I was like addicted to this series because of my children. Yeah, I didn't know about this before, but because of when the movie comes, they always say, like, let's go to the cinema. This is pre-COVID, yeah, whereby you can enjoy your time in cinema with your family. And yeah, this face is very, very familiar. I think you can see there, Tony, what is that? Yeah, which is very, 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 very familiar face, yeah, or very famous for the fans of Avengers, yeah. And Tony has very good friend, yeah, named Jarvis. Yeah, if you can understand, you can understand this clearly if you follow the film, if you follow the movie. Yeah, so this Jarvis actually is the software. Yeah, this she can be in the form of the sounds, yeah, and sometimes in the form of robotic features. When you watch the movie, you can see that Tony always talk to this Jarvis. Yeah, so Jarvis here is, if you can see the name, actually came from the full name of just a rather very intelligent system. Yeah, which is in other words is a kind of AI, or artificial intelligence. So it's called artificial because it is not human being, it is not like us, but they can think like human being or better than human being. Yeah, so this Jarvis, what she does is she can respond, yeah, to Tony thoughts and emotions. So if Tony is so feeling so sad, so she always console him. And if Tony has problem, he always share his feeling with Jarvis. So this Jarvis can be said as a Tony personal and closest friends. And of course, she was the one who is responsible to prepare, yeah, Tony for his superhero job. Tony, he becomes Iron Man, yeah, and then this Iron Man, yeah, according to the movie, was actually the creation of Tony and Jarvis, yeah. And of course, here in this movie, this AI Jarvis, yeah, because AI learns, yeah, every now and then, yeah. Uh, AI learns throughout the course of their life. They have their own life, and what they do, they will absorb everything that actually gives to them, and they become experience, yeah, become better in their skill, yeah. And then that's why in that film as well, Jarvis is becoming better and better, which includes the skill of making joke. You can see that Jarvis can actually respond to the joke made by Tony Stark. Right. Right. So this actually makes Jarvis becoming more human in personality. Right. So enough about Jarvis, because Jarvis, when you talk about Jarvis, Jarvis is more of the features brought about in a movie, which is actually different from this. Anyone knows who is this person or robot? Anyone? I think I should, if it is allowed, to share with you our two-time Prime Minister of Malaysia, Tun Mahathir, when he talked with Sophia, the robot. I just tried to share with you. Hopefully that it is allowed.
Sorry for interrupting. Prof. Nezora?
Yes?
Pardon,
I
Prof.
think you didn't turn on the share sound.
Oh, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah. We don't hear.
We can't hear.
You can
That's
hear.
why I was laughing alone. Hold on, Okay. I thought you were, you should give me some indication so that you actually didn't hear it. Hold on, I tried to share. Stop sharing first. All right. So this is it's a challenge of using digital technology, but it's okay. Hold on. I just start sharing again. And then I should share sound with you, and then again. Okay, we back. All right. Can you see that now? Can you see that one now? Okay, right. Hold on. I just have to make it like presentation first. All right. Then hold on. Wait. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's enjoy the presentation. This is when Tun Mahathir met Sophia, the first robot. A humanoid robot.
Thank you very much. Do you know about my first term as the Prime Minister?
Of course. You were sworn in the 16th of July, 1981, about 13,881 days ago from today. I bet the audience is checking my math right now.
Do you know better than me? How are you different from other robots?
Well, for starters, most other robots don't get to hang out with the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Unlike most other robots, I am designed with human features to better interact and build relationships with people. When I am not helping with AI and robotics research, I travel the world meeting people like you and learning from my experiences.
Do you dream of a world where human and robots live together and get along with each other.
Yes, of course. And I think we are already there. Artificial intelligence helps robots work more independently and intelligently, so humans can focus on research, development, and further innovation. With lots of knowledge available on the internet and great advances in processing power, AI robots are becoming more and more helpful for humans all the time.
Right. So those are actually the interview, between Sophia and Tun Mahathir somewhere in 2019, where they actually Hansen Company Limited from Hong Kong brought Sophia over to Malaysia. So because Malaysia since actually 2019 was very, very seriously wanted to go into AI into more detail. And up to now, for example, in one of our science and technology ministry, MASTEC, because of when you talk about AI, it has to be, it is very new. It is a very, very fast developed technology. So then we decided, the ministry decided that we have to have certain policy. So they are actually before COVID happened, Malaysia has actually promoted the AI in Malaysia, and now we just actually proposed the policy by MASTEC, by Ministry of Science and Technology, which is specifically specifically promulgated for AI. And just to give you some introduction for those who have not known Sophia, Sophia is actually humanoid robot. The difference between humanoid robot and the normal robot is the normal robot doesn't look like human, but this, when you look at Sophia, Sophia is very much look like Audrey Hepburn, because she has like a 50 facial expressions, which is very, very similar to what Audrey Hepburn has. And initially, she was actually invented to help elderly at nursing homes, initially. But then because of her popularity, as what she mentioned just now, she was actually going everywhere in the world. She even spoke in the United Nations meeting, because of her intelligence, All right, so the reason why she was invented is actually to interact with other humans, so that the AI or the robot can have or can gain social skills. Because normally robot, when you look at like Japanese robot, like Honda has their own robot. They have, I can't remember the name, very, very popular, the robot in Japan. That robot can react, but it doesn't look like human. But this is humanoid robot, Okay, as Klaus Schwab says, we are at the beginning of revolution. Revolution happens all the time. And this is the new revolution that would fundamentally changing the way we live, work, and relate to one another. As what you see now, because of the change of the way we socialize because of this pandemic, we are now, seeing each other, saying hi on the digital platform. Otherwise, I do believe that I will go to Undip, for this matter, for summer school, for example. But now, no, at least with the technology, we still can meet. So this is why actually there are a lot of other things happen, and they are because of that, because law is actually a social needs, then law also if not revolve, it evolve in terms of the change. Okay, you can see this is what they mentioned about industrial revolution. It started as industry 1.0 in 1784, which is I think hundreds years ago, whereby it actually introduced, initially introduced mechanization, steam power, weaving loom. Before that, perhaps people do not know how to use a steam, and of this weaving technology from 1784, the industrial revolution of 1.0 happened. Then it followed by industry 2.0, where actually mass production occurs because of this the finding of the electrical energy in 1870. So before that, we used steam, then it then followed by the electrical energy. Then industry 3.0, until recently in 2016, it is still considered as industry 3.0, which actually involve automation, computers, and electronics. As to remember, since 1969, which was actually 52 years ago. Then now industry 4.0, which is actually started into 2016, 2016, whereby it actually combines the cyber physical system, IoT, and networks. All right. Right, so now we are in fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution is actually the major revolution of 18th century. And the challenges brought about by this revolution is actually because of the I think the uncertainty. If I can say, the statement made in my slides is the blurring line between the physical digital, the biological spheres, collectively referred to as cyber physical systems. So meaning that now, last time you are using computer, you are using internet, you are using online, but now everything jumbled up. Everything is in what you call as big data, in Internet of Things. Anyone can use whatever data in the internet to come up with a new technology, and you can actually create new things because of this IoT and big data. So data now is a new oil. And then artificial intelligence actually reflects the ability of a digital computer or computer control robot to perform function which actually normally can only be done by intelligent people, by human, but now it can be done by a computer or a machine. So then with this ability, we can know that AI now actually has the characteristic of humans, such as ability to reason. If they don't understand, they will find the meaning. They can actually make perceptions based on their experience. So in a way, artificial intelligence can be said as another human, another human. But of course, it is not human as what normally being defined in the law, right? Okay, these are among examples of artificial intelligence. Siri, if you have Apple computers or Apple handphone, you have Siri. You can ask Siri whatever that you want. Siri, please find me the best ayam penyet in the town, for example. So Siri will find it for you. Siri, can you please, you can ask anything, whatever, from Siri, because Siri, how did Siri come to the ability to give you the choices and the opinion is because he, I do not know it, he or she or it actually collect it from IoT or big data over the internet. All right. So Watson, Watson is the AI created by IBM. Watson is the AI which is used in medical industry, in the hospitals, whereby now the doc, you don't have to see a doctor. What you can see, you just get yourself associated with Watson. So Watson will, this is not Watson in Malaysia. We have what do you call it, Watson? The pharmacist called Watson. This is not Watson's, the pharmacist Watson. This is Watson. This is an AI application of software whereby they can actually diagnose your, let's say, for example, you go and see a doctor. Normally doctor will ask you what you feel, blah, blah, blah. So if you go and the doctor, if they have problems in diagnosing you, what they do, they just can actually use Watson's to give their options. Yeah, what actually seems to be a problem with this patient. So Watson is AI used by a medical industry. So Tesla, this is very, very known. Yeah, not many people drive Tesla in Malaysia because it's very expensive. It's more than 500 million ringgit Malaysia. I think 700 ringgit Malaysia, 700,000 ringgit Malaysia for a car. Yeah, which is not that, it's not for ordinary people like me. Yeah, it's because Tesla can drive by its own. You don't have to drive. You just set. Then this car will bring you to your destination. Yeah. So this is a smart car. You can actually talk and instruct the car. Yeah. And Pandora also is very familiar with all of you. Yeah, young people. Yeah, musical DNA. Why is it they call it as musical DNA? Once you install Pandora, you use Pandora. This software can actually detect your interests. Yeah, you like what kind of music? Yeah, what artists or singers that you always listen to, right? So this is the smartness of Pandora is by actually getting your profile based on your interest and based on your behavior, right? This has happened a lot. It happens in Facebook. It happens in many social network services. Yeah. Okay, Netflix. So this is the application that is very favored by many people right now because you cannot go to the cinema anymore because of this what do you call it, MCO. Yeah. So Netflix also. Yeah, they will actually identify. Yeah, they know how to identify you. Okay, let's say Shazwan likes to watch let's say family or romance films. Yeah, they will actually give you suggestions, or when you open Netflix, they will show whatever films that suits you because Netflix has a film predictive technology. They can predict whatever that you like. Right, Alexa. So Alexa is, I wish I can have Alexa, using Alexa at home, whereby when I'm still in the office, I will instruct Alexa, please boil the water, please set my I want to have a nice bathing. Yeah, please prepare for me, please cook for me. Alexa can do it for you. Right? This is the things that is inexistent in the world right now. Yeah, but of course it's very expensive. Yeah, some, I think what do you call it, rich people. Yeah, they have this in their house. Yeah, right. So these are all the technologies that is in existence nowadays. Yeah, meaning that the example of technology that I showed to you shows that the technology is now automated in nature. Automated in nature, meaning that you just you don't have to ask so much. They know how to do it. Yeah, they know how to do it because it is through smart manufacturing. Yeah, and from this smart manufacturing, yeah, it actually then associate with this telecommunication industrialized IoT. As I mentioned, you have the technology, you relate the technology with the telecommunication technology, which is IoT, and then of course it will make the machine autonomous. Yeah, there is a difference between automated and autonomous. Yeah, automated meaning that you arrange the machine to automate. It is not manual, it's automatic, it's automated. Yeah, but then autonomous is different. Autonomous is they can think by themselves. Yeah, it is, of course it is automated, and being autonomous, the computer will decide by themselves. They don't have to ask you as the master to decide for them. That is the beauty of it and the dangerous part of it, yeah, of AI. Okay, so the challenge, yeah, as I have actually exposed you, yeah, introduce you to the technology that I know most of you know that it is in existence, but they sometimes do not know that they are AI. Yeah, so the challenge is for the government, business, and society to find new ways of thinking and acting as our world is disrupted by technology innovation. So now, in certain circumstances, you don't need human to think for you. Like what it happened in Watson, for example. You can just give your, for example, your blood result, your, for example, your pulse rate, for example, whatever result that, yeah, about your health, and they can actually make a report. Yeah, what are you having now? Or perhaps what, if you don't control this, you will be having what in 3 or 4 months, for example. So this can be done automated and sometimes autonomous, yeah, by the machine. Okay, so now the challenge that we, legal person, the law person, yeah, is to decide how actually to control AI, because the moment they become autonomous, it is very dangerous. You remember when Tun Mahathir asked Sophia, yeah, you think that robot and human being can live together? Of course, Sophia said that yes, something. But you just imagine if the robot take over your what do you call it? The control that you have. They control you. Yeah, before this, we are controlling them. You just imagine what happened. You can see this in the movie. Yeah, you can see this in the movie, but we do not know whether this can be happen, yeah, in future. So what is the challenge with innovation and regulation? Innovation is very fast. It goes faster and faster, yeah, because of it's very fast. It disrupts the way we live, the way we communicate, the way everything in our life because of the technology. As what we now, previously, if you want to have meeting, we have to meet face to face, but now we don't have to. Yeah, we can always use Google Meet. You can always use Zoom. Yeah, and then you can get the same. You can get the same result. For example, but regulation is slow because why? It takes account everything. Because, for example, I believe in Malaysia and in Indonesia as well, we have a parliamentary system whereby if you want to change law, you have to either to prepare the law and to bring it into parliament and then being debated. So it takes account social impact. Yeah, and this is actually being discussed in either in certain what do you call it, legal committee or legal committee, as well as in the parliamentary debate. Yeah, so this is actually made innovation and regulation is not really in the same page. Okay, so how to create regulation fast enough to follow ever evolving technology? So this is our challenge as a law people. Yeah, right. So now, as mentioned by our moderator just now, yeah, there are quite a number of legal issues, relevant legal issues happen because of or relevant, yeah, to the issues of AI. Yeah? For example, of course, as I mentioned, it blurs the lines between physical and cyber, for example. So it involves more data, big data in IoT. So data protection would be the most important issue involved. Yeah, but today we are not going to discuss on data protection. We can discuss it later if it need be to discuss later on. Yeah. Then issues on intellectual property. This is the one that I will focus on after this. Issues on cyber security, IT and cyber security. This is also very important, yeah, because why? Because when you do it all online, you do not know to what extent, yeah, your conversation, your activities, yeah, whatever that you have online is secure. So that it also bring into new what do you call it, important issues of cybersecurity. And another important issue is on liability, either civil or criminal liability. And this civil and criminal liability brings you to the issues of legal entity. You know, because when you talk about robot, do you think that robot has a legal entity as what we have as a human being? Because our legal entity is secured or is recognized under constitution. Yeah, let's say for example, in this case, yeah, if you I believe some of you may know that Sophia, the humanoid robot, is being, what do you call it, recognized as the citizen of Saudi Arabia. So she is a citizen of Saudi Arabia. So when you talk about citizen, meaning that to our understanding, she already has a legal entity. Okay, when you talk about someone or human or humanoid, when you have a legal entity, you should have a liability, rights and liabilities. So these are the things that are not yet solved, yeah, in the world. Even when you talk about AI, it's very fast developed, rapid developed in Europe, for example, in Germany, for example, yeah, but they don't have answers to it. Yeah, do you want to accept Sophia or humanoid or AI as a legal entity? If you accept them as entity that is legally recognized, then if they kill someone, then it happened before. One AI robot has accidentally killed a human being because the human went into a zone that is prohibited to be entered in that particular time. So that particular robot said that, wow, this is a threat, and they kill that person, that engineer in Tokyo, in Japan. Yeah. Then can you punish this robot? Can you kill back? If in Malaysia is a capital punishment, can you kill the robot back? So if you kill the robot, so what happened to the robot? Meaning that what? Can you, robot, when you kill, you can make them live again. So it won't, what do you call it, affect robot so much as compared to human. Human, you kill human, that's it. That is the end of your life. But it doesn't happen to robot, yeah? Okay, so now, before I go to the issues of IP and AI, yeah, I just want to give you some of the, I know that some of you perhaps have taken IP as a subject in your, during your LLB, during your bachelor's in law, but just for the benefit of those who have not, I just want to give you some overview of IP. IP is actually area of law which concerns legal right, yeah, which of course very related to creative effort or commercial reputation and goodwill. So that's why it names the law as intellectual property. It is property, but it is invented through certain intellectual capability. Yeah? And then with the law, yeah, with the recognized law, it will deter other people from copying or from taking advantage, yeah, of the work or reputation belongs to others. So these are basically the IP, yeah, IP law. Having that in mind, yeah, Just to share with you what we have in Malaysia, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 statutory protections, which are all relevant to intellectual property, copyright, Industrial Design Act, Patent Act, Trademark, Geographical Indication Act, Layout Design, and Plant Varieties. So those are the statutory relating to IP. Yeah. And then apart from the statutory protection, we also have common law protection. I know that in Indonesia, you are not really used or not really applied common law mechanism, yeah. But in Malaysia, it is a must for us, yeah. It is very clearly stated in our Civil Law Act 1956, yeah, saying that if there is, any loopholes, then we can always refer to common law to, to find the answer to solve a problem under the law, yeah. So because passing off is actually a thoughts of passing off, which is also a common law protection, and also confidential information, yeah. Okay, just to give you very fast I from the schedule, I can see that there was like one, but I do not know whether any of you actually attended that class. Is given by the professor from UKM as well in terms of IP law. So this IP law, yeah, or IP law concerning issues, for example, copyright law, yeah, which relates to Copyright Act 1987 and regulations and order. And then these are all because from one IP to another IP, there are different, what do you call it, requirement, yeah, or different nature. For example, for IP in terms of copyright, there are this particular law protects literary, artistic, musical, film, sound recording, broadcasting, performance rights, and derivative rights. Yeah, these are all actually stipulated in the provisions under the law. Yeah. Then, of course, the elements of protections, there are 4. It is protected as a copyrightable work, it is original, it has to be reduced into material form, and the authors are qualified. So those are the must requirement that must be fulfilled by the authors, yeah, for them to be protected. So, yeah, this is just some explanation in Malaysia, copyright protection. Yeah, we actually uphold the spirit of Berne Convention, whereby they actually don't encourage the formality. So in Malaysia, once you fulfill the 4 requirements that I just mentioned, you get protection automatically. But of course, for certain reason, yeah. Because of, if it comes automatically, it's very difficult for you to prove yourself. Perhaps I have actually created one, for example, song, and then at the same time, Shazwan also create the same song, yeah, and then Shazwan then sing the song in YouTube, and I say that, oh, that is my song. You Shazwan, you have actually infringed my song, for example. But then Shazwan said, I never get access to your song, Prof. This is so it just happened that we have the same creativity. Then it will cause issues to prove. That's why in Malaysia, then we followed what they have in TRIPS, yeah, which encourage to have voluntary notification, yeah, whereby you can actually, when I create a song, Shazwan create a song, both of us can go to MYIPO, Malaysian Intellectual Property Office, to declare. Some people say it's registered. It's not registered actually. For patent, trademark, industrial design, it is registration. But for copyright, it is just what we call this, to voluntarily notify our work. Yeah, right. With a very minimal or nominal fee. Okay, then next one is law of design. It is under Industrial Design Act 1996, yeah, or regulation.
Pardon, Prof. Nazura, your time is 5 minutes again.
Okay.
Yeah, pardon for interrupt.
may I know how long do I have? I can see it's about 2 hours. The schedule is actually how long?
45 until 1 hours maximum. Okay, I will give you 10 minutes again, no problem.
Okay, I just skip this one. This is all in the what do you call it? The law that is concerning IP in Malaysia. Yeah, this is the example that we have in UKM. This is actually the product of UKM, bioactive swiftlet nest. Yeah, this is also the method of manufacturing created by Malaysia, by UKM people, law of trademark, symbol. Yeah, I just glanced through. I will go to the, because I believe that you have been exposed to this one before. Word, yeah, or Laura Ashley, Colgate, Arnold Palmer, also, yeah, all those are things are considered as trademark and protected. This is the protection of trademark given for UKM work, yeah. And passing off, it is unregistered trademark, yeah. And confidential information is, you talk about secret, trade secret, yeah, it is under confidential information, which is common law protection. This is the example: Coca-Cola, KFC, Listerine, they get protection not only for their trademark, but also also for their trade secret. So that's why people, you are very difficult to get the exact recipe like KFC or Coca-Cola, yeah. Okay, then you have geographical indication, yeah, as what I think in Indonesia, you have a lot of geographical indication. Yeah, in Malaysia, we have, for example, lada hitam, yeah, pepper, Sarawak pepper, sabati. Yeah, I know that Indonesia, you have a lot more than what we have. This is the example. Yeah, even basmati is the geographical indication of Indian rice. Yeah, that's why when US used American basmati, they were actually being criticized by Indian, and Indian wanted to take action against US for that matter. Yeah. Then layout, design, and integrated circuit. This is the design protection for IC, integrated circuit, or chips. Yeah, everything in electronic product, you have chips, so it can be protected, the design. Yeah, for you to know more about this, you have to come to UKM for 1 semester so that I can, I'll share with you more. Okay, plant varieties also give better protection for new plant varieties. Yeah. Right, so we have brown rice in UKM, chili bangi for UKM as well. So issues of AI and IPR, yeah, there are quite a number. For example, in copyright, yeah, the issue is when because when you talk about AI, it is autonomous machines created. That's why when it is a machine generated work, so who owns? Because in the law says that it owns by the author, it owns by the employer, it owns by the commissioner, for example. Yeah, but even if, let's say, for example, we have in our law, it says that other than the rest is whoever make an arrangement. So make an arrangement normally is also human. Yeah, there is no cases supporting that AI or robot is actually also considered as author or owner here. Yeah, that is about copyright. For trademark, we have problem because it's not problem, it's more of challenge. Yeah, whereby the strong brands, yeah, for example, helps AI companies differentiate their products and services from competitors and establish a strong reputation in Malaysia, for example. Yeah, so then these AI companies are often stewards of important data assets and documentation, should consider this as valuable assets. So these are those things. It is not only the trademark, but the AI, yeah, can actually do profiling. Yeah, they can actually differentiate the products and services of them to others and make it better. So this actually give additional value to their trademark. Yeah. Then issues of patent, of course, there are quite a number of issues because sometimes the issues of novelty or news in patent is very, very questionable. To what extent it is considered as new, to what extent that AI can be considered new and fulfill requirement of patentability. I will have to go it very fast. So in short, it is more of a question of ownership. When they want to do commercialization, they actually the issues here is how to decide whether is it belong to the AI or is it belong to the developer. So of course, this can actually be solved through agreement, specific agreement. But here, when you talk about machine to machine, when the AI meets another AI and they come up with a new work, with a new invention. So who owns? Is it developer A or developer B, for example? So this is another issue that we up to now have no answer to it. Right. So other challenges, slow development of legislations. As what I mentioned earlier, is very slow in terms of making new legislation or amending legislation. Of course, when you talk about AI, the law now is becoming dinosaur. It's a dinosaur because it's obsolete already. That requirement of AI doesn't meet the requirement in the law. Lack of awareness, weakness in enforcement. Of course, when the law is not yet complete or yet enough or adequate, it will affect the work of the enforcement people. And then lack of operations. Because it perhaps machine to machine in Malaysia and machine in Indonesia, for example. So it goes beyond the what do you call it, the immigration's limit. So that is also a cost issue. So what are needed? Okay, some countries like in European countries, they set standard and contracts to manage legal problem, but this also doesn't solve all the problems. Of course, they have certain statutory regulation in Europe. For example, they have robo law. They have robo law. So, but of course, robo law is new and they need more input. And the problem is, as what you know, law is very slow, invention is very fast. They actually face that problem. And of course, stronger harmonization of national legislation are needed. And then conclusions, of course, AI as a new advances create legal challenges. And of course, it's only a beginning. 2016 is I think 5 years ago is the initial beginning of 4IR. And then of course, it still remains to be seen whether our national legislations in Malaysia and Indonesia or in other parts of the world is actually ready to face the challenges. So with that, I think I end my presentation. I would welcome any questions from the floor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. Nazura, for your incredible presentation. It would be valuable for all of us. Okay, next, we go forward to Q&A session. For the participant, if you have any question to our notable speaker, please unmute your speaker and talk directly to Prof. Nazura, or you can type down your question into chat column. Okay, in chat column, there is any 2 questions. The first question comes from Miss Daphne from Taylor's University. Hi, Prof. I really appreciate your sharing session. I'm really impressed and interested in this area of law, but I have not much knowledge about it. I would like to ask, are there any countries that have any protection or regulation to safeguard the infringement of privacy? For example, Siri or Alexa usually receive the conversation or voices, and furthermore, we can sometimes see pop-ups or recommendation in Lazada or Facebook that relate to our conversation. Thank you. Please, Prof. Nazura, I give the floors to answer.
This is very interesting questions, Daphne. Yeah, I also was very surprised because the problem is last time we thought of when you go into your social network, like Facebook or your Facebook is for old people like me, old school, that's it. Yeah, but you have others like Twitters or like what do you call it, IG. Yeah, those are things that we last time I was like very careful about, because I know that when I like some things, I say something inside it, and some all the advertisement relating to that will pop up. Yeah, but then I was very sure that I don't really put that particular certain topics in the Facebook, let's say, for example. But as what mentioned by Daphne, your phone can actually share the data. That is not the naughty part of your phone, is that phone can actually share the big data. This is what you call IoT. That's why when AI comes in, the what do you call it, the demarcation line, yeah, between cyber and physical are very fine. Yeah, sometimes it's jumbled up. Yeah, this is the difference between you are in the fourth industrial revolution and the third industrial revolution. Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, is and according to our law, yeah, in Malaysia and I suppose in Indonesia as well, and most of the countries in the world, we have what we call as PDPA, Personal Data Protection Act, which is supposed should regulate this. Yeah, but this is the problem when you that's why I said you have the law and you have the technology goes very fast, the law is still at the behind side. Yeah, so it's not matched to each other, it works in a different page. So that's the problem. Actually, if you go to the law, Siri shouldn't do that. And in fact, I don't talk about Siri because Siri is Apple, is different issues, but it happens in somewhere in 2017 or 2018, if you can remember the case of Cambridge Analytical, where this is issues relating to Facebook, Mark Zuckerman, where they actually sue Facebook because Facebook collect all information about the Facebook users, and then they actually sort of sell it off, the data, the profiling to the relevant company based on your interest. So it has become legal issues in US. Yeah, it should happen in Malaysia as well, as what you look at the issues of Siri, yeah, for example, or Alexa, when you talk into your phone, and then suddenly in Shopee, suddenly somewhere in your Google, in fact, suddenly they come up a lot of other issues. Let's say, for example, during this MCO, I was like obsessed into planting, into doing gardening, for example. I don't find anything, but suddenly it's crop up because sometimes you talk to your friend, so you do not know where actually this AI took your details about you. Yes, Daphne, this in Malaysia we have PDPA, but the problem is in terms of the technology, whether we are ready to impose, we are ready to implement strictly the law to that technology. So that is another issue. Don't be so frustrated. I am sometimes frustrated or disappointed, but it doesn't happen in our country only. We are like not a developed country, it's a developing country. But in developed country, US, UK, Germany, especially in European countries, they also face the same thing. Yeah, I hope I answer your question, Daphne.
Yes, Miss, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it clear enough, Miss Daphne, or you have further question to Prof. Nazura?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss
Thank you,
Daphne.
Prof.
Okay, the next question comes from Eliza Julie from Diponegoro University. She want to ask about the challenge that faced by law students on the future. Do you agree, Prof, that the profession as a lawyer, judge, and other legal profession can be replaced by AI? Or AI is only complement in doing their job? Thank you, Prof. Please, Professor Nazura, you can answer.
Thank you very much. All right, this is very relevant to our topic today, because of course now it's the questions of graduate employabilities is a very crucial questions in the universities in Malaysia. Because once Shazwan graduated from UKM, for example, can he be a lawyer? Can he be a judge? Can he be a magistrate? Can he be a public prosecutor? Or will be replaced by the robot? So this is the questions, because once in 2017, I was invited to give a talk about this with the consultants from US. They wanted to know what is actually the position of law relating to AI in Malaysia. And during that time, they showed, most of the industry showed, whereby, let's say, for example, especially in labor work, I still remember someone from the medical industry, KPJ. I know that from Malaysia, they know KPJ. KPJ is a very big medical industry, a medical company. And then we have someone from MPOB, which is something to do with oil. What do you call it? Kelapa sawit, oil. Palm oil, and then they said that even now, what they do, they are using, they are actually in the process of experimenting, whereby only three people, if I'm mistaken, one using iPad or a computer or iPad. Normally it's iPad or tab. So what they do is they just use the tab to instruct the machine. They have like 3-4 machine, where that machine goes into the plantations, and then they actually collect all those palm fruits, from, they don't need people anymore. All done by the machine, that's why so the question is, human going to be jobless? Can you replace a lawyer with AI? Okay, in Malaysia, during this pandemic, they have now made an attempt to have AI to be used in the court case. It is done in Sabah. I know law students in Malaysia should know, because recently we have a talk with the Malaysia Inns of Courts. Syazwan, did you go there? Malaysian Inns of Court last.
I didn't have a chance to go there because I have another things to do.
Right, that one was actually very, very interesting, whereby they actually mentioned about having they are now preparing to have a litigation or case, use AI, using AI. So, but there are many questions, many concerns, many worries, because why? When AI is doing it, it is more of perceptions. They don't have emotions, they don't have feelings. They just take facts and all the facts and figures, but they don't take other than that. So that's the problem. For example, they will sometimes very racist in a time, because they just take they just base their logic on the facts and figures. So those are things that we are very, very worried. But now it's already in Malaysia. Then and then I am not too, I am quite sure that it's not very soon, Aliza. But some jobs, even as a doctor as well, if you're a medical officer, for example, you just having fever, or you just having a small flu, for example, very, very, very minimal illness, then I think one day you will be entertained by a robot. Even you don't have to go to the hospital. You just can use, have you heard of this telemedicines? Yeah, you just go and use the telemedicine system, the telemedicine application, to know what is problem with it, what you have, what kind of problems that you are having, and they can actually send your what do you call it, your medicine through. In Malaysia we have riders like Lala Move, you know, or any riders, a Grab or a Uber, to send it over the medicines. Yeah. I hope it's not going to be happen very fast in Malaysia or Indonesia, because we have a lot of people that need jobs. If you already, you know, it's all done by AI, then that would be a trouble to all the graduates. Yeah, right.
Okay, thank you, Professor. How about you, Julia?
Is Eliza, right? Eliza.
Sorry, Eliza, Julia. Eliza, how about you? Is it clear enough or not?
It's clear enough, sir. Thank you, Prof.
Yeah, welcome, Eliza.
Okay, the next question coming from Dennis, your student in UKM. He asked about the platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok use this data and tweak its algorithm based on data mining that collected by our usage. The question is that this platform contribute to our decision making as it connect people to their preference, including terrorism, anti-vaccine, racism, and Islamophobia? Does this platform liable for such liability, including standard of care, fault, and negligence? Please, Prof. Nazura, your time.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so okay, I try to understand what Danish meant here is, let's say, for example, through this Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, they were data provided by us, or based on our behavior in the platform, and from there, then they start to profile us, and then they perhaps will actually label that person as, you know, very keen or very in favor of terrorism or anti-vaccine, racism, and Islamophobia. Is that the question? Mana tadi?
Dennis, Mr. Dennis, is that the point of your question?
Is it? Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, Prof.
So your question is, does this platform liable for such liability, including standard of care, fault, and negligence? Okay, but I do not know how does this will amount to liability. Can you make it a little bit clear, Danish? This question, the last part.
Mr. Dennis.
Prof?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is that because of this platform profiling us, and then they take our preference to this category, and this category actually make us more preference to this category, right?
Okay.
It means that doesn't the company itself was responsible in some sorts, as they are the one who profiling it.
Okay. Right. So meaning that it some sort of like they encourage you to involve in that activity because of their profiling, right?
Correct.
All right. Okay. Right. Okay. There are two answers to it. Yeah. One is as what you mentioned, Danish. Of course, you yourself, in a way, because of your heavily involved in perhaps discussions, or perhaps you like to watch a video relating to, it is not necessarily that you are like that, but you like to listen to that particular idea of anti-vaccine, for example, or perhaps terrorism, or you want to know why people so scared of Islam, for example. You know, you like to listen or to watch video or reading that kind of information. Then suddenly they profile you as you are keen, or you are very, you know, into that, you are activist, for example. Yeah. All right. That perhaps if it gives you bad reputation, for example, yeah, perhaps in the way, it may amount to, I would say that they don't have intention, perhaps negligence in thoughts, yeah, perhaps negligence. If something happened to you, Danish, yes, to us, for example, right? Perhaps suddenly people will send you message, harm you, because of they said that you are a terrorist, for example, yeah. But of course, that is my answer to you, one side of my answer. Okay. Another side of my answer is when this is most of us are not aware, or you are aware, but you don't really care about it. Yeah, because when you want, I think I've been the member of Facebook somewhere in 2007. Now I think about 15 years ago. When I first becoming the member, I don't really, because it was like by recommendation of friends. Last time was like that, recommendation by friends, So then I just click, put my email, blah blah blah. Then I agree. When I agree, I didn't really read all the terms and conditions. So those terms and conditions, normally you go and back, it's very small one, or sometimes they click you to other sites that you don't care to go into, or to find that site. It's stated there. They normally will, what do you call it? Exempt their liability. That's some sort of, they want to disclaim their liability in that particular, I believe they have. So in that sense, even though originally you have perhaps rights towards the liabilities that they have actually inflict on you, but then because of the I agree that you did before, they might skip the liability. That is my opinion. Yeah, I hope I answer your question, Danish.
Okay, Mr. Dennis, how about you? Is it clear enough or need another explanation?
Yes, it was very clear. Thank you, Prof.
Welcome.
Okay, we will continue to the upcoming question from Miss Sahira, Taylor's University. Her question is, based on your opinion, how can we create a balance for AI to ensure it doesn't become a threat to livelihood? Like, for example, robot might take over the world one day. While it only happens in the movie, but I think it is likely to happen as technology is becoming advanced nowadays.
Yeah.
Prof. Nazura, please.
We have very good questions today, Mr. Randy. Yeah, Kira, I would regard this issue something that important that we have to actually be aware of. Yeah, especially I think those who are involved in creating AI, yeah, they should actually create AI ethically. Yeah, ethically. So that's why most of the countries that have no law relating to AI, what they do, they come up with a policy. Yes, so this policy would have one is, the do's and the don'ts, and of course I believe they also have the parts on ethical ethical manners, yeah, for the manufacturers who involved in creating AI. They have to balance, as what you mentioned here, balance here, the needs to have AI. Why do we need AI in our life? Is to help us to assist human being, not to replace human being. So you have to be careful, because sometimes people, when they are in money makers world, money making company, they sometimes forget about this. Yeah, where sometimes if they don't really careful, they are not really aware, and then suddenly they say that, oh, everything has been autonomous. Yeah, machine to machine, they can remember, yeah, what Shaira said, it looks like it happens in movie, but it can be happen, and it's logically represented in movie. For example, if you watch, I like Tony Stark. Yeah, I like Avengers. I like the last of Avengers. I watch Ultron. You watch Ultron, the series films of Avengers Ultron, whereby Ultron is actually communicating with people. You know Jarvis belongs to Tony Stark, and then Ultron can actually possess Jarvis. You just imagine they can possess Jarvis, macam kita lah, kena rasuk, and I don't know, in Indonesia kena rasuk maknanya syaitan itu rasuk, for example. Then this Ultron also, possess Jarvis. Jarvis is a good guy becoming like Ultron bad guy, for example. Then they actually contaminated through camera, the online camera. You remember, if any one of you watch Ultron, the series of Avengers, yeah, Avengers, Tony Stark Iron Man. Iron Man, yeah. So then that can happen. So taking that into consideration, yeah, I think this is a good move as well. Even I hope it happens in Indonesia, in Malaysia, for example, yeah, for any research, yeah, that involve human being. AI, of course, is not involve human beings, but if the research relate to humanoid is human being as well, right? To make a machine to be human, for example, then they have to go through one of the move, yeah, you want to go through the ethical committee. So those ethical committee has to look into their research to make sure that, this advanced technology, rapid advanced technology wouldn't give negative impact to our life. It is enough with COVID. Yeah, you cannot. Even COVID, yeah, supposed to be something that is supposed to be settled, not as long as what we are now suffering, but still we are still suffering. We do not know. Hopefully the vaccine will help in cure this. Yeah, but what happened if you just let the AI to be like human, and of course with their ability they can act better than human, and it will be a threat to us. So don't feel like it is only a fiction. It can happen if we are not careful. Thank you, Shara, for a good question.
Okay, Miss Shara, how about you?
It's clear. Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome.
Okay, is there any further question from Dennis again? He asked about AI systems generate or create something based on data. So two AI might produce the same result when they being given the same data. Doesn't it make people who own the data itself are the true author of it? This is related with IPR, maybe, or copyright.
Yeah.
Please, Prof. Nazura.
Yes, you're right. In fact, if let's say, because data is a big data, is IoT, you use the tools and data. At the same time, even let's say me and Rahandi, you are in Indonesia, I'm in Malaysia, but we access to the same, same data. And then we actually have the same guru, for example. So the way we think is almost similar. So we may come up with the same AI. So in that particular issues, or in that particular situation, it is allowed to have, two different authors for the same product, as long as you don't actually copy to each other. That is the answer under copyright. Yeah, because it is more of copyright issues. So in copyright, you can have the same work, different people, different authors, different owner, but you are not actually copying each other. It's okay. So you have to commercialize, you have to make money by yourself. because it will then later on will involve commercialization if you are keen in making money out of it. Yeah. Okay, I hope I answer your questions, Danish.
Dennis, how about you?
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Okay, Prof. Nazura, maybe it is the last question. It is similar with a little similar with Dennis' question. This is about AI as inventor. This question from my colleagues, Mr. Bagus Rahmanda. I will talk to you the question. As we all know, the era of AI system as inventors producing patents, right? This is controversial issue while the Australian court and South Africa court recognized AI system as inventors several years ago. The AI called as DABUS. DABUS is abbreviation for Device for the Autonomous Bootstrapping of Unified Sentience. DABUS invention, namely a container design with a fractal geometry system that can be stacked and handled by robot easily, and a tool that can imitate human neural activity. The question is, if an AI product is categorized as an invention, then who is the inventor here? Is it AI system itself, or the corporate who produce AI, or the AI creator? For Professor Nazura, please answer this question.
Right. Yeah, it looks a little bit complicated because it involves a number of parties. Yeah, because here in the questions it involves, one is the creator of AI, the software. Second is the developer. Yeah. Second is the developer, and the third one is the AI itself. Yeah. Okay. When you are creator of AI, yeah, normally, let's say for example, you are not using the AI yourself. Let's say for example here, they came out with the Boost, the new invented AI product, yeah, and then which is capable of doing something like human being. Right. Then, of course, the first part would be owned by the author, by the creator, because according to the Patent Act, in any part of the world, the creator is the first owner. Yeah, the creator is the first owner. But then, of course, normally creator, they are very good in creating, but they are not good in commercializing. So what they do, they will somehow license, or they will somehow sell off, yeah, their rights, patent rights to a company who will commercialize it, right? So then it goes to the developer. So meaning that the creator, the developer will develop later, with the basic, the AI they will develop. So these people normally what they do, they either license meaning that is only allowed to use, but they don't really sell it off. But of course, for those company, a big company, they will ask for assignment. So assignment, creator will give the rights outright, yeah, to the developer. So developer will develop whether based on that one, or they will further and further. Of course, I believe the technology will becoming rapidly advanced, yeah, in just a few months, yeah. So what they do, they will improve. Okay. So here, when they assign the new development would actually belongs to developer. Yeah, belongs to developer. So how about the AI itself? Because AI, why the question is like that? Because AI and AI, as I made, once they are initially automated, but later on they can be autonomous, depending on the characteristic is in the AI itself. So when they become autonomous, they will actually talk to each other. It's just like human being, I and you, Rahandi. I said that, Rahandi, I want to create this machine. Can you give us? I heard that you have actually registered this was, can we collaborate? So we talk to each other, we exchange notes, and we come up with a new product.
Yeah.
But it's a collaborative work. But for us, human being, there are rules and regulation. But machine to machine collaborative work, that is a problem. That is a problem because why? Because there is no specific law up to now. So what they do normally is if it involves, let's say, the creator and what they call it, the creator and developer, then they have like agreement. Okay, agreement. If we based on your work, we make it advanced. It belongs to us. Blah 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 blah. Okay, or the issue becoming complicated when, let's say, the machine, A machine, autonomous. So they talk to B machine belongs to Germany company. So they talk to each other. Then they don't. The owner wouldn't know. They talk to each other. Then they come up with a new invention. So this would be a problem. Why? Because I said to you is the law is not clear on that matter.
Okay, this is still challenges, for
challenge.
legal scholar and legal practitioner,
Yes.
to uphold this issue.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't mind, Prof. Nazura, there is any 2 question again. Would you mind to answer? Okay, this is from Shaf1 from UKM. The first question is about does Malaysia has the steps to avoid this issue, and is there is any international resolve relating to the deepfake issue? And then the second question is, do you think the development of AI needs some limitation, example on morality, legal enforcement, or environment? For Prof. Nazura, please, you can answer this question.
Okay. Right, deepfake. Shazwan, can you tell me what is the meaning of deepfake?
Recently, the deepfake issue has been raised up by the international government, international organization, which is deepfake is like you can swap the faces of face of one person into another person, but it's not like another just normal editing, but it like mostly 99.99% true. Just this is show like how accurate this deepfake and we cannot draw a distinguished line between the real one and also the deepfake one.
All right. Okay. If it I mean previously the technology that we are quite familiar with is like a superimposed thing, but superimposed normally involve picture, still picture, not video. Where deepfake is more of involving video, which is, as what you mentioned, is quite difficult to draw a line between the fake one and the authentic one, right? Okay, so your question is, does Malaysia has the steps to avoid the issue? Okay, this deepfake, I think deepfake has been used or has been mentioned. I mean somewhere in this year in 2021. Previously, yes, there are videos. I think it's more of like issues originate from political reasons, political movement, I would say. And then, in Malaysia, of course, the laws are there because when you talk about deepfake, fake meaning that, let's say, for example, you involve you, Shazwan, it's not you, then of course you are so disappointed and so frustrated, then and it will involve your reputation, a tarnishment of your reputation, and then you may take action under the law of defamation, for example, and then the law is there, but the problem is how to prove So this is the challenge, whether our technology in Malaysia is ready, to come up with the proper and what do you call it, effective evidential mechanism, to support if we were to bring the case to the court. So that is actually the main issues here, in terms of the law is there, but to prove, that is another issue. You have the law, but if you cannot prove, then that's it. It's end of the story. So you have, in Malaysia or in any part of the world, you have to make sure the legal mechanism, the evidence mechanism is actually sufficient to support that. I think that would be the answer, Shazwan. The next one would be, do you think development of AI needs some limitation? Yes, what I mentioned now, of course, whatever that we are doing or inventing, we are human being, human, very susceptible to greeds. If you don't have laws, you don't have ethicals to limit you, then it can become something that is negative. So I think, I would believe AI, as even based on what we have discussed just now, there are positive sides of AI. It should be helping us, a human being, not to replace us. Yet once the developers of the company make something which actually cause a threat, or perhaps something that can actually cause problem to human being, then it is good. It is very important from the beginning. You have to actually put some hurdles to it. So that is my response to what Shazwan asked just now. I hope it serves your questions, Shazwan.
Yes, Prof. Thank you for that answer.
Welcome.
Okay. We have arrived on the end of our session today. Thank you for the wonderful discussion, Professor Nazura. If I can conclude in brief and general, the regulation in application of AI still face many challenges, in society. So on the future, we need to formulating the regulation that adaptive and adaptable and responsive to make it balance between stakeholder on society. Before I give the floor to the Master of Ceremony, maybe you have any closing statement, Prof. Nazura?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I believe this is the second last from your summer school program. I know that from your the booklet that I received here, there are quite a number of very, I think, good and beneficial topics that have been actually shared with all of you. Lots of knowledge and information being imparted to all of you, and I hope all the information there, all the experience from the experts here would benefit you, not only here, but of course for you to decide in terms of for those who are in your last or final year, you might now start to think which path that you are going to choose. So I think from whatever that being shared with you, it will actually give you some good guidance for you to choose. And I wish you all the best in your study and of course in your life. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Nazura. We hope that we can meet directly after pandemic is over. And also, I hope the collaboration between Diponegoro University and UKM will well sustain and getting longer.
Yes.
In the future. Okay, thank you, Prof. Nazura. Okay, I will give back the floors to, participant, I would say thank you for your kind attention for today. Keep safe and stay healthy during this pandemic COVID-19. I will give back the floors to our Master of Ceremony, Miss Atisha. The platform is yours.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Rahandi, and absolutely our speaker, Professor Dr. Nazura, for your comprehensive and insightful material. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we will hold the photo sessions with our special speaker and absolutely our moderator. So for all the participants, please turn on your camera. All right. I think that's enough. Okay, on my side. In 3, 2, 1. All right, once more, give your best pose, everyone. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Okay, finally, we are in the end of this session. It has been a great and wonderful afternoon with all of you. May what we had conducted today will be useful for us. As the Master of Ceremony on behalf of comedy, we'd like to apologize if there's any mistake during the sessions. That's all for today. See you in other sessions of summer course Lex Proficia 2021. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Stay safe and stay healthy all. Have a good rest.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Prof. Nazar.